If you've been following me for a while, you know that I'm a big proponent of pre-planning your training sessions and making each range or dry fire session count. Unfortunately, I rarely see gun owners at the range with a plan other than shoot down range until the ammo is gone. If you're just there to blow off some steam and exercise your Second Amendment right, I can understand. Somewhat. But if you own a gun for self-defense, be it home defense or everyday carry, that approach is a waste of time and money. First and foremost, many of you ought to watch my range etiquette video because you sorely lack it. If you can't be safe at the range, self-defense training is somewhat of a moot point since your biggest danger to yourself is you.
Very ouch.
But once that is up to snuff and you're at the range, have a plan for every round you're going to shoot. This video will show you how to do that no matter your experience level, and if you're a beginner, your instructor should help you ingrain that habit from the get-go. If you don't have an instructor, and I don't mean your spouse or friend, especially as a beginner, I strongly urge you to work with a certified one. Do not DIY your way to gun ownership. That's a disaster waiting to happen. You can watch my video on how to pick the right instructor for you when you're done with this one. And if you get value out of this video, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. It would be much appreciated. Let's get to it. Number 1, define your objective as a gun owner. Is it self-defense, recreation, competitive shooting? Not having a purpose for owning a gun makes it difficult to make a game plan to achieve it. Establish that first and write it in your training notebook on the first page. Then, your first step is to make sure you're a safe and responsible gun owner. That may seem obvious, but I assure you it's not to many gun owners. Being safe means you memorize and understand the 4 universal safety rules and know how to manipulate a firearm on a basic level, make it safe so no one around you gets hurt. Furthermore, you never ever neglect any firearm safety rules when in the presence of guns. If you don't yet have a firearm, you can buy a toy gun for about $20 on Amazon and practice firearm safety that way. And remember, the 4 universal safety rules apply to all firearms, even toy guns that shoot plastic or rubber bullets. These can easily damage an eye and render someone blind. Number 2, suggested equipment. Once you tested several guns under the supervision of an instructor and found the right gun and ammunition for you, I recommend that you use and/or invest in the following equipment: a phone camera, a tripod, notebook and pen, a Sharpie, some snap caps, and a laser cartridge, which is optional. If you're a moderate to advanced gun owner, you ought to also invest in a holster, a strong belt, and a magazine holder. One of the best training tools is being able to record yourself and review the footage with your instructor. I still do it for myself just as I do for my students. Note down what you intend to work on, check it off when you're done, and make notes on what was good and what needs work. A Sharpie makes it easy to mark your shots between drills so you can see how you perform from drill to drill. Snap caps protect your firing pin if you pull the trigger frequently in dry fire and also are essential when working on clearing malfunctions. You should have a few you only use at home and different ones for the range. The ones for the range may be covered with lead dust and you don't want to track them into your home unless you de-lead them and the bag they're in after your range session. A laser cartridge gives you feedback about more than just your sight alignment. It gives you feedback on your trigger press and your grip too. If you don't know how, please speak with your certified instructor. Number 3, if you're a beginner, you ought to work on one thing at a time. For example, the fundamentals. That includes your posture, grip, aim, trigger pull, and breath control. The next time you're at the range, look at the shooters around you and you'll notice that it's rare to see someone have all 5 fundamentals in play as they shoot, especially the posture and grip. Most people just stand as if they're waiting in line at the local Starbucks. Others have a grip that should be outlawed, and I dare say most have no idea how breath control works in shooting and are missing out as a result. Yet, as a beginner, you have the good fortune of exercising good habits from the get-go under the guidance of a good certified instructor. So don't pick and choose which fundamentals to include. Pay attention to them all.
I think I get the point.
5 minutes of dry fire a day with the proper technique will do miracles for your fundamentals and your results at the range. If you're an experienced shooter, especially if you're competitive and or trained in firearm self-defense application, you can work on more than one thing at a time. But I don't recommend more than 3 skill sets at the most per session. Working on too many skills at once will not give you a chance to excel in any. And in my experience, spending less than 15 to 20 minutes per skill doesn't allow me enough repetitions to feed my muscle memory, push my limits, find the weakness, and work on the solution. Number 4, adjust your mindset. Practice time is designed to include some mistakes and frustration. If you are not failing and messing up, you're not trying hard enough. Progress begins outside of your comfort zone, so make sure you go there. Remember the first time you got behind the wheel of a car? You were likely nervous, but excited. You started off driving in circles in a parking lot, then on a quiet road at 20 miles an hour, and today you're getting pulled over for speeding on a major highway. Each stage of your driving development came with apprehension, discomfort, and mistakes, but with the help of your instructor, you got past it and progressed. Same applies to firearms. If you're learning a new skill, go slow and at a comfortable pace, and once you've got it, step it up in small increments until you can no longer perform a skill safely and consistently well. That's your current limit. Dial it down a bit and try again until you get through the plateau to another level. Understanding that will free your mind to explore your limits from time to time and see the positives. Mistakes and failures aren't a bad thing. They're learning opportunities.
I'm so relieved.
If you can diagnose and fix the weakness on your own without breaking the quality of your execution, good for you. If not, work on it with your instructor. The more you dare and fail, the better you'll get. When I started participating in matches, I exposed a few flaws. The one I found most bothersome was my movement through a shooting stage. No matter how well I planned my strategy, my movement was choppy and reactive, which slowed me down and made it difficult to relax and focus. No matter how much I watched the better shooters perform, I couldn't figure out how to overcome this handicap. So I approached one of the serial winners, who happens to be a triple USPSA Grandmaster, and nagged him for months to work with me on my movement. Working with him has opened my eyes and horizons to details I would likely take so much longer to and perhaps never figure out on my own. It wasn't complicated, but was very uncomfortable at first. As a result, I'm operating at a higher level and enjoying the challenge that much more. I'm still exploring and making mistakes too, but I see the value and my mindset is ready to accept the bumps along the way.
I'm so proud of you.
And number 5, it's better together. I love learning, training, and practicing on my own, but it's so much more fun when you do so with like-minded gun owners. I'm fortunate to meet, learn from, and train with some great instructors and gun owners. We have a community of safe, responsible, and dedicated gun owners who enjoy training together and learning from each other. We all improve and progress faster and have more fun in the process. Doing the same for yourself will catapult your progress and make your firearm journey so much more productive and enjoyable. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and watch the next video right here. Train hard, often, and safely, and I'll see you at the range.